Greetings, ladies and metalgents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called I Fell in Love with a Human, written by efaviel. I never could have imagined that it would be possible. I had always thought humans were terribly peculiar creatures. Their skin was marred with imperfections, like the spotted dappled markings they called freckles. Their eyes, two large saucers, were fringed with tufts of hair, framing their irises that erupted in a riot of earthy colors. They had a row of gleaming, rigid teeth behind their quivering lips, and the wet, pink appendage they called a tongue wound in their mouth like some strange predator. Yet, I found myself in my own little universe, curled up in my nest of pillows, giggling uncontrollably, my heart aflutter with an alien feeling. Somehow, one way or another, I was falling in love with a human. His name was etched in the fabric of heroism. He had saved others countless times, throwing himself into dangers in a way that felt both terrifying and invigorating. His past was a woven tapestry of heartache and loss, which forced him to embark on a solitary pilgrimage across the maddening expanse of his world, only to pick up lonesome, straggling allies on the route drawn to his irresistibly magnetic charm. And, his body, trained through the crucible of relentless trials, a temple to his unwavering fortitude and resilience. He was a warrior. His muscles formed an alluring window into his countless battles and victories. This human was everything my dreams could spin out. He was kind. His heart was filled with compassion that flowed through each word he uttered. He was resourceful, with an uncanny ability to conjure solutions when none seemed to exist. He was sharp as a whip, his intelligence and wit shining through the pages, but most importantly, he was achingly charming. With every turn of a page, my heart began echoing a strange rhythm. With every description, every conversation, I felt myself sinking deeper. There was no denying it now. I was falling helplessly into a beautifully imperfect world of love with the human. And the descent felt like the most splendid journey that I have ever undertaken. "Kedra, come down here," the voice of my mother called me from the pages of the intriguing human book. On a pile to my left were the previous volumes, and to my right were the ones I had yet to read. Books translated by the human government hacknote had filled our libraries. Our kind had moved away from physical books, leaving the shelves of those old buildings empty for the past 100 years. When a human traveler saw this, he asked permission to refill them. "I have an obsession with these books," he declared. "It is born of both pleasure and pain, deeper than what life alone can offer." Having been granted permission, the traveler summoned a massive ship. Weeks later, robots had filled the libraries with physical books, not digital. It was a sight that I hadn't seen before, and my curiosity led me to them. "Kadra, the soup is going to get cold," my mother reminded me again, prompting me to descend from my room. Grasping the metal stairs, I lowered myself through the round hole in the floor into the family room, a massive circular area situated under everyone's private chambers. Throughout dinner, my mind was consumed by the vivid imagery of the book. Wizards, elves, dragons, and magic shaped the world beyond anything I could ever conjure. The narratives of my world seemed dull in comparison. In my world, stories served merely as an educational tool for teaching people how to read and write. They were never used for entertainment or to incite emotions. I realized I might be becoming too engrossed in the story, which could be due to the lack of mental defenses against these captivating writings, something that humans would have developed over time. This was a novel feeling. "Kadra, you've been staring at that wall for ages. Everything okay? Oh, and mind passing the salt? Rimkin, one of my brothers, broke the spell I was under." The room was filled with the undercurrent of numerous conversations. I found the constant buzz overwhelming and longed for a remote and peaceful corner to continue my reading. "You what now? I've been thinking about going to space, exploring new galaxies, getting actually to meet humans," I chimed in, drawing the attention of the room. "Wait, you trained as an engineer, not as some astronaut. You can't do a U-turn on your career path," my older brother Pellis objected. "But what if I study and learn everything I need to qualify as an astronaut? Surely my engineering background gives me an advantage," I reasoned. "You've already gone through your graduating process. You can't change the permanent assignment after that. Your only other option is giving up and ending up working in a factory. My mother's voice rang out. You're not qualified for it. That dream has to end. But that's exactly what they told Alexander. Despite that, he went on to save the world multiple times through his bravery and persistence. I countered, hoping to silence the room. This Alexander, he's from one of these Earth fantasy books you've been glued to, right? Did you ever consider that they spin these fantasies to cloud our judgment and manipulate us? They still have beliefs in magic and deities, you know, she revealed, wearing a smug expression as if she'd unveiled a great conspiracy. I was too annoyed to reply to that. It was a common talking point amongst the conservatives of this world that often viewed humans as sneaky and unintelligent. I retreated into my room, laying on my bed, my mood souring. Our world was highly specialized, so only a select group of individuals like myself had enough education to understand humanity. This advanced race didn't boast about their achievements, leaving most blissfully unaware of their true capabilities. Despite their presence in transmission and the occasional sightings of their colossal ships loading and unloading cargo, many remained in denial. They doubted humanity's authority, some questioning their very existence. To some extent, I couldn't blame them. Human influence was subtle. Apart from their literature that filled our libraries, or their cuisine served in our eateries, not much had altered. I'd personally never seen a human. If the tales of Alexander were any indication of reality, humans were culturally rich, formidable, artistic, and profoundly knowledgeable. The thought of meeting a human, let alone befriending one, sent shivers down my spine. Motivated by my curiosity, I gathered my essentials. There was a human ship docked a few miles out. If I reached it in and managed to quietly sneak on board, I could learn their secrets firsthand. Fear washed over me, though. Until a few years ago, breaking the law in my society was punishable by death. That changed with the arrival of humanity and the concept of rehabilitation. Crime rates had since risen, and I was about to contribute to the rising numbers. Later that night, as I quietly approached the ship, clutching my backpack filled with human literature and snacks like wrapped burgers and steamed buns, I heard a metallic click behind me. A humanoid figure sporting an electric face mask and black skin held a legitimate human gun against my temple. "Don't move. State your reason for intruding on human territory." His voice was resonant in my native language, yet it sounded oddly robotic. "I want to travel to the stars. I want to meet humans and learn more about their world." The humanoid hesitated. "Interesting answer. Didn't expect that. What's in your bag?" Slowly, I opened my bag, revealing the contents. He inspected it. "Damn! You're actually a human enthusiast. These are just books and snacks. Reminds me of my younger self and my obsession with Japan. Did you genuinely believe that you could infiltrate the most technologically advanced ship on the planet with this?" "I was hoping to talk my way through it," I replied. Then I noticed white fangs peeking from beneath the figure's electronic mask, jutting through the black facade. "You were banking on your only hope to get on board, weren't you? Well, welcome then. Welcome to my ship, the Abyss," the figure said. "I hope I won't regret this." Suddenly, I was standing within a vast control room, a seamless teleportation initiated by the ship. Then I found myself dropping my bag to the floor while clumsily scrambling to collect the scattered books and snacks. Only a few days later, I found myself once again nestled in a pile of pillows, but this time aboard a human ship. We were to embark in 2 days, leaving me with ample time to read while my humanoid companion concluded the preparations. Clutching the most recent volume of my beloved series, I sported an enormous grin. Excitement flooded in my chest as I learned from the ship's database that only 2 more installments remained. My thoughts were consumed by Alexander, the protagonist of the series. The human stories expanded my understanding, propelling me into realms beyond imagination. My excitement about the future and the prospect of reading more tales of Alexander fueled me. I looked around and realized that I found myself engaged in a story of my own, as if I had stepped right into the realm of one of my most treasured books. End of story. There is a new legend on the horizon. Blueberry Cat has taken the T6 Patreon spot. Thank you very much, and I'm sure that I speak for everyone when I say that. I would just like to thank our T5 members, Lord Azrical, Ambrose Cattell, Quantum Wednesday, Drexoon WRE, Blueberry Cat, Cam Maxwell, Casper Arnholtz, Bushmaster 177, and Leslie 517. Thank you very much.